So Mummy's going to laugh if I fall out the tree, but I'm going to risk life and limb to come back to the owl's nest to see whether we've got 3 eggs, but we don't. We've still got 2 little eggs down there.
Daddy, she said she's going to laugh if you drop the phone.
And the tawny owl just took off, disappeared down there as we opened the gate to go through on our walk. So we'll leave her in peace. But this time last week we had 2 eggs, and now maybe this is our lot. Maybe we're only destined to have 2 little owls. Okay, Chef, tell me, what are you doing this morning?
Beef and ale pie with a bit of rabbit.
Our lovely cow rabbit is in those pies. And how long are they going to go in the oven for?
Probably about 20 minutes just to get them, just set the pastry up so we can take them out the moulds.
And will they reheat okay?
Yeah, beautiful, plenty of rich gravy.
Well, last year this was our most promising site for a barn owl, and it came out of that window and took off here, but unfortunately our little shed is now blown over, which is really disappointing. And if we go inside, I can hear the skylarks overhead. If we go in here, there is our box. I've just undone the doorway and there's nothing in there. Absolutely nothing.
What?
So it doesn't look like it's a very good year for the barn owls. And of course it's been so wet earlier in the year that they were struggling to catch any mice. And I found at least 1 dead barn owl inside a wood, which is really unusual because they don't really hunt in woods. So it was showing you that they were being forced to go into the wood. But of course that is the territory of the tawny owl, which is a pretty fearsome creature. So I'm feeling a bit sorry for those poor old barn owls.
So, this grain over here, if you just look this way,
Yes.
there is quite a lot of it, but not that much. Anyway, and when we don't have a pool, because we don't have a pool, it's also really good for swimming. 3, 2, 1, And that is how you go. So whoop in the grain.
Good job. Well, this is our final field that we're going to be visiting today. And already you can see this area here is the patch that we haven't touched. And that area there is the bit that we have cultivated. And what we're trying to do is use a very heavy machine to pull the machinery straight through without any kind of titivation. It's just going straight in. That is the corn, the spring barley. We've missed the opening, remember, for the spring wheat. That's passed. So this one then, it's an all-in-one machine. It cultivates, it smashes up the surface and makes a nice little seed bed, and it's going to be dropping in the seed all at the same time. And I'm going to get covered in dust. I always choose the wrong side. There you go, there's all the dust showing how dry it is. And in fact what we're going to have to do now is get the roller on it to compact the soil down so that the moisture doesn't evaporate out. If that happens, then I'm afraid these seeds have had it too. Now if I just go over here, so that's what it looks like now. And somewhere in there, and there it is, a little seed. Now this is a disaster. I've just found part of a barn owl. It's rather unfortunate. That is the barn owl feather and its wing bone. It's really unusual to see this. It must have been predated upon by something more vicious, possibly a buzzard. Maybe it was sitting down and a fox got it, who knows. But what's strange is that it should be near the wood, because woods are traditionally the territory of the tawny owl, which is a pretty good competitor and will push one of these guys right out of the way. So to have found a barn owl in this wood, and in fact it's the second one I found, that's very unusual and really goes to show that the weather conditions and everything that we've had over these last few months have contributed to this phenomenon. Now, the tawny owls have started to lay their eggs. In fact, I found a nest yesterday with just 2 eggs in there, and these guys are going to start nesting a little bit later, once things have warmed up. We've got a number of barn owl boxes across the farm, so hopefully it'll be a good breeding season for them after such an appalling winter. Well, this is super exciting. We've got the drills working. As you can see, this area behind me is now being cultivated. We've got a nice till, and this side here is where the drill is. And it's been dropping its seeds in, and I'm gonna move over to the side so I don't get flattened. And we're gonna watch it go past. So there you have it. That's what we're trying to do. There's a lot of dust here, as you can see. It's been lovely because finally we've been able to get some drilling done. But we are at the beginning of April, which means we've missed the window for spring wheat. It's too late, we can't sow anymore. And now we're on to our barley. We've got a small window to get this in, and then if we miss that, then on this farm at least, we're going to go for linseed, which will be beautiful because it has that very pretty blue flower. Now, if I go really down, you can see what we've got. We're trying to make a nice, soft seed bed for the seeds to go in. And in fact, when I hold that, if I get another bit, it's lovely. I can squeeze it and there's moisture there. There's plenty of moisture, which is of course what the seed needs. Now, once this has been drilled, we'll put a set of really heavy rollers over it, which push all the soil down, and that makes contact with the seed, and also it keeps the moisture in, because that's absolutely critical. Because if we drill this now like we have done and we get no rain, which is entirely possible, then of course that seed will have chitted, started growing, and then it'll die off because it'll be too dry. The humble wood pigeon, one of my favourite birds, and in fact they're in everybody's garden. They are our biggest garden bird, and even today here in this little garden I found one nesting above the boiler tank. So we're going to have a sneaky peek at this beautiful creature, and they always lay 2 eggs. So here we go. I'm going to try and get a shot, which isn't always easy, even though I hang on to my mobile phone like it's the most important thing in the world. You can just see the silhouette of the little guy or little girl all the way down there. And we don't really want her in the shed, to be absolutely fair, but I'm not going to destroy the nest because I've got a soft spot for wood pigeons, but I am going to try and see whether we can get in there. Oh yes, there she is, right above the oil tank. She's a magnificent colour and so tame. And they get everywhere, of course. They're a big pest on the farm. They eat the rape. They do cause a certain amount of damage, but I love seeing them. And she should flap away at any moment. There she goes, leaving one egg and a bit of a feather. Well, she zoomed out when I was getting particularly close to her nest. And if I just crawl over here, we can see one little egg. That's the size of it. Absolutely beautiful, and about the size of an owl egg, except owl's eggs are a little bit more round, but roughly the same size. Anyway, she will lay 2 in there, so I'm going to put that back, and she will come back because they are incredibly resilient birds. And oh, if I can get over the heap of logs and out again. And I do love pigeons, so I'm going to leave that one there.